Hello there, welcome to Alchemize Yourself Tarot. This is a reading about feeding fantasy, especially if you've been glorifying someone who treats you with indifference, manipulation, or cruelty. This is your wake-up call. Many of you have been over-idealizing somebody who devalues you. You've been idealizing their rejection as a personal flaw within yourself. That their struggle had to be your struggle. That you were left out in the cold because of a personal failure. Not being enough. You felt that if you kept doing, being, giving, that you'd somehow make this person happy or choose you or want to be with you. You may have even been over-idealizing the amount of energy you had been internalizing within yourself to maintain this connection. So idealizing somebody that drains you, siphons your energy. But see, while you were feeling drained, this person was busy building their foundation off of that energy. So they were building slow and steady, taking their time. They were just fine using your energy, rejecting, making you feel less than or wounded in order to build their foundation. This built them up in some way. Or they were just overly focused on the material world or whatever they wanted to create or manifest. But it was at your expense. You were feeding energy into this person, whether they were conscious of it or not. Because many times when you're in a toxic connection, they're feeding off of your energy in order to build themselves up. What attracted you to this person was their confidence and what appeared to be stability, wanting to build something for themselves. You saw things in this person that you weren't seeing in yourself. And this could have all been unconscious. Sometimes we're drawn to people that have traits or qualities that we don't have. You know, empaths are drawn to narcissists, and narcissists are drawn to empaths. There's a reason these dynamics exist. A lot of times the empath admires the grandiosity and the confidence of the narcissist. And the narcissist likes to feed off of the people-pleasing behaviors and the empath. So it kind of perpetuates the dynamic, right? But this actually set you on the path to self-love. What you began to realize from this is that you had to transmute the energy that you were giving to this person back into yourself. So this has been part of your awakening, your breakthrough here. Many of you waited a long time for this person to make things right with you, especially if this person hurt you really bad. So this has created a blockage for a while that has taken, quite a bit of time for you to have a new beginning or to move in a new direction. Many of you are at that crossroads. But I'm also getting that many of you spend a lot of time trying to make this connection work. You felt guilty, like you needed to fix things or apologize when they rejected you. Many times when you're in a toxic connection, you'll internalize their rejection as a flaw within yourself. You'll try to fix, you'll try to apologize, they'll guilt trip you. And then when the connection goes into a stalemate, you wonder if they'll ever have a breakthrough and see things from your point of view. Many of you, that's not happened. That's why you're going through this change. This is why you're walking away from this connection and you're having this major energy shift here play out, which is actually balancing the karmic scales, because now you're putting that energy back into yourself. That energy isn't imbalanced anymore. Before, the energy was imbalanced, right? The Ten of Wands is you giving way more to the connection than they're giving. They're building off of your energy, however that looks, even from like an energetic perspective, right? While breaking up with you, rejecting you, leaving you out in the cold. So they took what they wanted and then kind of just left you to pick up the pieces on your own journey. But what I'm seeing is that the energy is shifting, right? The cause and effect. As you put the love back into yourself, what happens? The energy shifts. The energy doesn't just disappear, it just goes back into you and away from them. They're going to be having a breakthrough of karmic cause and effect, especially for the ones who are feeding, building, or siphoning your energy, harvesting for their own gain. That will look differently for all of you as far as your own personal stories. So I'm going to go a little deeper, a layer deeper into this and get a little deeper, because you've been carrying a really heavy burden dealing with this situation, and this has been a big reality check for you. What is the truth about this person? What have they been building off of your energy? Or what's the truth about this person's foundation or stability? What's the truth about it? Ooh, some of you, they've been building up another relationship. For others of you, this person did want to have a foundation in marriage, whether with you or someone else. For some of you, you're finding out that this person is married, or they were giving to another connection entirely, and you're feeling that loss. So they were definitely trying to build something. I'm going to get another card on that. Yeah, visionary. This person had a vision. For some of you, as the energy shifts, this is what their breakthrough is that they're wanting a foundation and commitment, and they're wanting to take a leadership role in their lives. So they're definitely wanting to make and create a vision for themselves. This person definitely had a vision for how they wanted their life to look. That's why it left you feeling so rejected and heavy. This person might future fake too. They might have a very idealized vision for their life. So they come off, you know, the King of Wands comes off as very confident. Comes off as a leader, very charismatic. So they definitely had a vision for what they wanted, and you felt like you weren't part of that. Now, why? Well, obviously you were very attracted to this person's motivation and vision, but what attracted you to it was the foundation and the commitment. For some of you, this person future faked with you. They made it seem like they wanted to build a life with you or be married to you. Some of you actually were married to this person or are married to this person. That's going to be for a percentage of people watching. And then others, this person created this vision, but maybe they did not have the ability or resources or time or effort to actually follow through with it. But yeah, Four of Wands, foundation, commitment, Hierophant. You may have felt like you had a strong spiritual connection with this person, like you shared a lot of values, the same values. But it was disempowering you because it was making you feel horrible. I mean, Ten of Wands, Five of Pentacles, you know, this was making you feel really drained. It's like when you're dealing with narcissism and, you know, or toxic people, sometimes they have these grandiose ideas about who they are, who they want to be, what their life is like. They may even want to be married. It's like they'll kind of love bomb, they'll future fake, they'll get you all attached, but then siphon your energy, and then when they discard or reject you, it's really heavy, a heavy burden. So it left you feeling very disempowered, like you were the one that needed to fix something within yourself or in the relationship. This person may have betrayed you, Ten of Swords in the reverse. Some of you have given up waiting for an apology from this person because they ended things. They may have ended things really abruptly. They pulled the rug out from under you. They acted like they wanted certain things, and they were either building it with somebody else or they just never intended to do it. You know, take that as it resonates. But see, the spell is breaking. This person was not making a decision, or they were leaving you at a crossroads because they were at a crossroads. They didn't know if they wanted to come in, apologize, fix, or you didn't know if you were the one that needed to fix this, right? That can leave you feeling really uneasy when you feel like maybe you should make the effort to fix something. But if this person didn't follow through with a vision or a foundation, if they rejected you or discarded you, you wouldn't be the one to try to heal the connection. So it can feel really confusing. Karma, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Something just never happened. For some of you, this person completely dropped the ball, or they just left you, ghosted, didn't follow through with their plan. And for some of you, they had another relationship. They had already built a relationship with somebody else. So there's all this fallout, there's all this confusion, but you're transmuting this, you're alchemizing it, you're in the process of healing this, and there's going to be a karmic backlash, especially if they were draining your energy, right? Because you're alchemizing, Hanged Man, a new perspective. You're seeing something differently. You're seeing this person differently. They're seeing you differently. Everything is shifting. That's what happens when you have... This card reminds me of like a tower card, like an epiphany, a major shift, a karmic shift, something being blocked, not moving forward, either in this connection or for this person. And now there's like more of that stagnant. Okay, there's that shift. There's going to be a breakthrough when you realize that you don't have to give your power away. Yeah, when you walk away. Basically, the Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands, when you choose to walk away from it, that's when the stalemate breaks. But some of you have been in this healing process for a long time, you know, however long. But working with the energy, working through your wounds, getting your energy back, getting your self-love back, reestablishing a foundation for yourself. And this is karmic justice. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, some of you are going to be getting into a marriage or a commitment or a long-term, stable situation. That's going to be your karmic justice. Also, some of you are getting the relationship with someone else that they claimed to be able to provide for you or didn't provide for you or discarded you from. Some of you have already transmuted the energy back into yourself, into a happy relationship, or that's what you're in the process of manifesting because you're in a self-love energy. You're not settling. But many of you were tricked or have been tricked by somebody. I'm getting like a future faking energy off of this. Like this person really built themselves up and their rejection hurt a lot because you had a lot of hopes for what this could be. Right? This person seems stable. Maybe they were starting a business. They talked about marriage, wanting to settle down. They seem to have those values. And when they didn't follow through with that, or maybe they were building that up in themselves, but it was leaving you feeling drained, or they broke it off abruptly. Interesting. So the energy is definitely shifting. You're looking for someone more long-term, stable, somebody that follows through. Someone where you don't have to abandon yourself. Many of you abandoned yourself for this connection. And then they betrayed that. And that's why it hurts so bad. Because you lost parts of yourself to build into this person's future or foundation or what they saw for their lives. But now they're feeling the loss. I feel like there's definitely a karmic shift that's happening. Yeah, toxic, incompatible, painful love, karmic relationship. For many of you, this was a karmic relationship. This was incompatible. Someone was not compatible with your goals, but they made it seem as if they were compatible with you. So it's very confusing. Narcissists. It's not like I have a huge amount of experience with this disorder, but that's part of it. They'll love bomb, they'll future fake, they'll mirror back to you your desires. So it's very painful when they don't follow through, Or they use you, you know, that's another thing. They'll use you for their own goals and ambitions. And when they're done with you, they're fine with just ending it, right? They got what they wanted out of it. They got your effort. They got you to abandon yourself in order to feed into their dreams. But this is very painful. And we have cards of like a karmic relationship, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, repeating cycles, nothing changing. Doesn't matter how much time has gone by, it never happens, right? And that can be very frustrating, because then you're like, well, what do you do to fix it? What can be done? You know, you'll start to doubt yourself. Shattered, deep sadness, heartbreak, feeling rejected. Yeah, this person made it seem like they wanted something, and then they shattered you. They broke your heart. They left you to pick the pieces back up. You really had to focus or refocus on what you truly desire after, because this person made you feel like you could have a traditional relationship with them, is what I'm getting with this Hierophant and the King of Wands. They made it seem like they wanted to settle down, have a future, and then when they broke up with you or shattered you, it made you feel like, well, maybe they just wanted that with someone else. Or you weren't the image of who they wanted to build that life with. It can be very devastating. Yeah, you felt like you were drowning, rock bottom, defeated. You overextended. You put a lot more energy into them and their dreams than into yourself. Whatever. Okay. Unfazed, don't care, not affected. So many of you just have completely detached. Also, this person acted like they didn't care. That's a feature of indifference, manipulation, not caring, and their indifference can be very shattering, because then you're left wondering, okay, do I fix this? Is there something I did? You start asking yourself those kind of questions. It can be very confusing how someone can be really hot and heavy. King of Wands, I mean, King of Wands seems very determined, like they know what they want. They're confident. So it is devastating when they pull the rug out from under you. Many of you felt that. What is an unspoken message, a truth bomb message about this person's intentions? Okay. I blur the lines between truth and lies. Keeping you confused ensures you'll depend on me for clarity, even when I'm the source of the chaos. Ooh, that's dirty. So you were confused. Five of Pentacles. It left you feeling less than or wounded. So you had to look to them for the answers, right? They wanted to lead. They wanted to be in control. That structure card could also be like a Four of Pentacles, wanting to control the dynamic. I'm afraid you'll leave before I discard you. Ooh, this person left you before you could leave them. My control over you stems from my fear of abandonment. This person wanted to have the power to leave you because it made them feel good, right? It made them feel nice and confident to be the one to leave you before you could ever leave them. It's cruel. It's like, well, you know, they'll say like, well, to themselves, well, I have to feel good, so I have to be the one to leave. You know, avoidance do that as well. I really don't care, and you're too ignorant to see it. Ooh, this person future faked. My indifference is masked by pretense, and I rely on your inability to recognize in order to maintain control. So they fed you this. They kept you waiting. They didn't really care, but they needed you to care about them. Isn't that dirty? As dirty as it gets, right? Not really caring about somebody, but needing their energy. This person needed your energy to feed their vision of themselves. So how do we end this on some compassion? Because this is intense. This is heavy. But the thing is the karma. They're going to get karma because you can't siphon and harvest people's energy without a backlash. You get your power back by transmuting that, by taking your power back, by loving yourself, by letting this go, no longer feeding into the energy, into their ego. Compromise. There is a need to realign to achieve an agreeable outcome. Many of you did try to compromise. I see that with apologize. You did. You tried to make something right with this person. Responsibility, accountability around one's action means no excuses, no blaming. So it is important to take responsibility. You know, when we give our power away, we have to acknowledge that to ourselves, and we have to change. Okay? But whatever karmic backlash is happening, they can't blame you anymore. Maybe this person blamed you for things that weren't even your fault. That's for some of you. But it's also about taking responsibility for yourself, meaning, you know, taking your power back. Blame, yeah, understanding that we all play a part in how things unfold encourages accountability. I mean, that's a double confirmation. This person made you feel like you had to fix something, that it was your fault. But everybody in a relationship, both parties in a relationship need to take accountability, not just shift the blame. You know, if a toxic dynamic is playing out, you can try to fix it, but not by blaming the other person. But if you recognize a toxic pattern, you just have to end it. You have to walk away. You have to break the pattern for yourself. What's another little message? Let's get one more message before closing out. How to overcome the wound. How to overcome. I am a unique soul that has so much to offer this world. You are a unique soul. You have a lot to offer the world. 10 of Pentacles. You know, just because this relationship or connection didn't work out doesn't mean that you're unlovable. Unconditional love. Would you love them if they didn't love you anymore? Bam. So we'll close this out. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. You do deserve love. Bye.